My name is Marek Rudak, and the goal of this video is to help you lead in personal professional relationships by today reflecting on how apology always beats justice. Apology always beats justice. This reflection is brought to you by this book over here, The 5 Languages of Apology. This is something that Jesse and I have been reading for the last couple of weeks, just chapter at a time. Chapters are very short. And at first, when Jesse came up to me, asked me to read this book, I thought to myself, whoa, am I missing something? Is something wrong with our relationship? You know, all these defensive thoughts came up. And I'll be honest with you, if she asked me that question a few years ago, if we had married a few years ago, or somebody else asked me to read a book like that a few years ago, I'd say no way, I'd get defensive, and it would turn into this argument and make things even worse. But thank God I've made a lot of mistakes, I've learned my lessons, and I knew that it's going to be worth it. And so far it has. One of the things that I picked up from this book, and obviously there's a lot of different things, is that how when we don't get an apology, our mind is going to be seeking justice. And a lot of times it's going to be very subconscious. We're going to blow up on people. It's going to make us angry. It's going to make us feel frustrated because there's this kind of a loop inside of us that seeks closure, and that closure is not obtained because we haven't gotten a proper apology. You know, one of the things you hear out there, at least I've heard quite a lot, is that you don't forgive for the other person, you forgive for yourself so you can move on. But let's be honest, isn't it a lot easier to forgive if we get an apology, right? And I get it, you know, apology is not always possible, but let's be honest, I'm sure that, and I'm speaking from my experience and experience from my clients, apology is a lot more obtainable than we think. And a lot of the times it's something that if we just get it, it's going to help us to move on. And it's actually going to make the relationship that much stronger. I mean, you know, I've one of the things I learned in my marriage is that a lot of the times the things that I do that upset my wife, I don't even realize that it upsets her, and vice versa. And when we talk about it and have a quick, short apology, it makes all the difference. But here's the thing, and you know, and hence the title of the book, 5 Languages of Apology, is that each person receives the apology in a different way. And so the one additional complexity layer, if you will, is that it's not enough to just to apologize, but it's also apologize in the language of the other person so they understand this apology as such. Because again, if you don't apologize in the proper way, their mind is going to seek justice. So my friends, if you have a relationship out there that is not where it should be, whether it's a personal, professional relationships, take a look, an honest look at that relationship and ask yourself, hey, if I was to get an apology from that person, would that make that relationship better? And if the answer is yes, and I'm sure that a lot of times the answer was going to be yes, talk to the person and ask them for the apology. Another way to ask for apology is to look at that relationship yourself and think about, like, well, you know, is there something that I've done that might have caused the sequence of events that damaged that relationship, and be the first one to apologize and lead by example. And that's actually even a better way to start. But the thing about it is that a lot of the times, let's be honest, if the person understands the situation and they understand what you're looking for and the language you're looking for that apology to be provided, they'll be more than willing to do it. And it's gonna make that relationship that much stronger. And if you need help, please go to CS1 Mindset, click on Complimentary Relationship Audit, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. Until next time, God bless, and talk to you soon.